Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, men and women. It is I, Dwayne Burns, and we are thanking you so much again for joining us as we continue our Retro Bowl tutorial slash Detroit Lions Retro Bowl Championship saga. Now, we are on a mission. We're off to a great start, considering how inept our offense is. Our defense has been developing over the season by picking up great free agents and by playing some good ball before the free agents arrived. And for the rest of the season, we want to increase our fan base. Now, since our coaching credits are pretty high right now, let's check our front offices. Now, one thing we're going to do is increase our facilities a little bit. I really don't want to because we're playing well regardless. And we did have an injury, so let's check that out. So Horsted, our tight end, got hurt, and he's going to miss 3 games. Now, I don't want to fully assume that because of the fact that the rehab facilities are only at 4 that he was injured and that he missed 3 games. I've had the rehab facilities all the way at maximum, and I've had people injured for 5 games or 7 games. The injuries have decreased a lot after the Retro Bowl upgrades. So because of the fact that I want to attract some free agents, for now I want to just build coaching credits. So I'm going to work hard as I possibly can to commit to the coaching credits for the remainder of the season. I do want to keep my eye on our conditioning though, because when we get to tougher teams towards the end of the season, I don't want my players to peter out. So I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and build up some of the facilities, especially the training facilities and the rehab, so that people can pick up their momentum faster. So we'll figure it out. See how the conditioning went up? So that's something to keep in mind and to keep our eye on. So we're going to play the Vikings at Ford Field. So basically the Vikings wear these uniforms at home or on the road. They're pretty much cut and dry between home and road. But they do have 2 color rush uniforms, one with gold trim and one with white trim, and they're both all purple, as you just recently saw with the gold trim. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Now we have to increase our fan base, of course. That way, if we lose a game, our fan base is to decrease too badly. So we want to keep Minnesota away from us. Now they have a good offense and a good defense, and we're playing on dynamic. Now we don't know how difficult this game is going to be because the dynamic does increase when you win games. So what dynamic basically means is you have difficulty. As a quick review, you have different difficulty levels, such as easy, medium, and hard. Dynamic means that when you're winning games, the difficulty level gets harder in dynamic. When you're losing games or you haven't won any games yet, the difficulty level is pretty easy. So it's very interesting to see how the game will pan out and how the defense will be. I should have juked. So let's see how the running game goes this game. It was a lot better. There we go. Let's punch the clock again. I forgot to change the end zone color. Leave a comment to let me know what you guys want the end zone color to be. I like this silver. But if you like the Honolulu blue as the end zone color, please let us know in the comments. And we have a touchdown. So hopefully you're learning some moves that'll help you out in your Retro Bowl journey or saga. And if you have any recommendations for me, by all means leave them in the comments. So let's see how deep they can go. So I'm going to go deep. Normally I run the ball if there are no flat routes. So, wow. So as you can see, he grabbed all over me. That's illegal use of hands or pass interference, but of course they don't call it on Retro Bowl. So we get another first down. So everything's pretty much self-explanatory at this point in terms of everything. But hopefully you're picking up things along the way or just enjoying the show. Especially considering that there's not a lot of sports right now due to COVID. Thankfully, all the leagues are back. I do like the NHL bubble, and I'm surprised there's 2 locations for the National Hockey League bubble, but it looks pretty nice so far. The NBA bubble doesn't look too bad. The NFL is going to play at the regular stadiums. Now, hopefully they're taking notes from baseball because people have to miss games in 4 or 5 games, even when they're not sick, because one player got sick. So one player gets sick means 4, 8, 9, 10 games could be missed or postponed. Now, first they said canceled, but they don't want any team to have an unfair advantage. Because if a person's playing for the playoffs in baseball and one team is 3 games out, but they had to miss 6 games because of Corona, I don't know if they really thought that through. But should a baseball have had a bubble? You be the judge on that. I think that what they should have done was just have them pick 5 or 6 locations that are indoors, even if they're not regular baseball fields. And that at least minimizes the effect. But there's no telling how they're doing the testing or how it's monitored. So obviously the players have a long leash because Manfred, the commissioner, said that the players have to do better. But shouldn't the managers have to do better, and the coaching staff and the league in general? Because people get asymptomatic, they might have caught it from another player. They might have caught it from an umpire. So how can you just blame the players? So I don't know. But let's do a vote. If you think that which leagues do you think will finish their season, and who do you think is going to win the championship? And also, what do you think about college football? Those very interesting questions. So Detroit played pretty well against Minnesota, better than expected. Another achievement, 50 career touchdowns. Now, for those of you that are wondering, why did it say I won 10 games when we haven't won 10 games yet? Well, keep in mind that we won that first game in week 16 of last season. So that's the reason why it's showing 10 wins. So this game went by pretty quickly. So in Retro Bowl, the game goes by faster when you score more, because the more you score, the more the defense touches the ball. And whether they score or not, they eat up a lot of clock really fast. And as you can see, my preference is 3-minute quarters instead of 2-minute quarters to pad the stats. Then we'll see what happens. The receiver, DB is staying with them. So let's see if we can split the defenders, which we did. And this game is pretty much a wrap. So we'll keep the extra point. It's up and it's good. And that's all she wrote. So with that win, because we have the tiebreaker over Minnesota and Green Bay so far, and I think we already played Minnesota twice, and Minnesota has a tiebreaker over Green Bay. So with a win or a Minnesota loss, the Lions will clinch their first division title since they won the NFC Central Division in 1993 at 10-6. That was the year that Barry Sanders got hurt and missed 3 games. That was the only season. No, he missed 1 game in 1991. And the Lions are playing really good football, so let's see what happens the rest of the way. No, I take that back. No, I don't know. The Lions can still win the division with the win next week, depending on what Minnesota and Green Bay does. So, again, always remember before you close your phone out after you play a game, make sure that you cycle all the way through the press interview and looking at the stats, because if you do not, the game will not be saved. So we'll give the whole team props. Egg Boulay is having a great season, as well as Blake. So we'll make the kicker more accurate. Spencer, he's having a great rookie year. $5 million for a kicker. Okay. Well, he's backing it up with his foot so far. So we have Baltimore next. So let's see what happens against Baltimore on the road, and we'll tune in next time to see what happens. You have a great time, a great day, great night, great evening, and I'll see you soon.